let's start with Rich. Tell me about about your first job and what it entailed.
So, my first job, right, was my first actual job was my paper round when I was 13.
Yeah, everyone has a paper round.
But my first job in inverted commas was when I was 14, right, and it was working for the local milkman called Barry.
Barry.
Right. Now, bear in mind, where I lived was 2 miles away from where the milk round was.
Yeah.
Now, I was 14, so we're talking 2001, right? Barry used to pay me £1.25 an hour. Now, mate, if I reckon...
So he didn't pay you in milk?
Right, well, he did. He used to give me milk. In fact, one of the lads that was on the round, who was in my year at school, who did alternative days to me. He used to deliver the milk with Barry. Then when Barry went off for the day, he would go back round and nick the milk that he delivered. And I'm like, I used to say to this kid, like, how much milk can you drink? Like, surely his parents were like, okay, Barry's not that generous. He's coming back with like 8 bottles of milk.
He's got his own
backpack.
Set up his rival company.
So I used to get up at 5:30 in the morning. I used to cycle 2 miles to a meeting place, right? Stick my BMX on the back of the milk float. Then I used to drive around with Barry. The arrangement was that Barry used to drive the float.
Yeah, no one else.
And I delivered the milk, right? So basically, the only bit of like interfacing that Barry did was he would knock on the people's doors and he'd speak to the old housewives and he'd just be chatting them up. So he'd be like, "All right, Sandra, how you doing?" Just chatting to him at the door. He was dirty bastard. Right? And he would just chat to him. And then I'd be basically running around like a headless chicken, delivering
all
milk.
the milks, yeah.
And I'd have a carrier, and he used to turn around to me and go, "Right, Rich, in your carrier, the number 6, you want 2 path." So path would be pasteurised.
Yeah.
2 path. You want a bag of spuds and a loaf. The number 26. And I'd run down to number 26, deliver the milk, and I've done it now, Barry, and he'd be like, "Hold on, I haven't spoken to Mrs. Giddens yet." I'm about to go and knock, and he'd chat to me, he'd be like, "How are you, Sandra? All right." And it's like, literally, like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
To be fair, he used to, every Saturday I used to work with him, he used to give me a bacon sandwich from Bradshaw's Butchers.
Bradshaw's,
right.
I remember that place.
But this is the thing, right, and I think a lot of this comes down to work ethic, and I think this is something that sticks with you for a while. £1.25 an hour used to give it any other parent was just giving you £1.25.
Yeah.
But my mum and dad were determined to instill like the work ethic inside me.
Yeah.
So I used to get 5:30, go down to the milk float, and then I'd have to cycle back after my milk round, go home, like literally shower. My mum would be like, "Richard, get in the car." I'd be like getting in the car, my brother and sister go straight to school. Honestly, mate, I'd be absolutely knackered by the time I got to school, having done a milk float. And the thing is, I'd get home and I'd be stinking of milk, and I'd be at school like
stinking of milk.
literally stinking of milk. Because you get milk all down it, and his float used to stink, and like sometimes the caps would come off, and you get milk down. And I'd come to school and I'd be paranoid that I hadn't showered enough. That I stink of milk still.
And there's no one gets away with being stinky at school.
Literally, yeah. So that's basically the time of my first job.
That's your Tell Me About.
And that's my Tell Me About for this week.
And that was our very first...
that was
our very first Tell Me About.
Very first Tell Me About.